This is the last you're going to hear my voice.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Chief Chat. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of. Hold on. Okay. What is up, my exchange family from all over the world, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Chief Chat. My name is Chief Master Sergeant Kevin Osby, and I'm your Senior Enlisted Advisor for the Army and Air Force Exchange Service. Before we get started with our special guests today, I would like to introduce my lovely co-hosts, Kiana Holloman and Dora Trillo. How y'all doing, ladies?
Hi, Chief.
Hey, we're doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Listen, I thought I was excited for our next two guests, but I'm probably not as excited as you all are because y'all went and got hair did and makeup and all kind of stuff going on. So
we did. We're so ready.
Yeah, super stoked.
Absolutely. So we got, of course, we've had 3 Chief Chats this week, which we don't normally do, but if we're doing 3 Chief Chats, we got some heavy hitters on the show today. So without further ado, Kiana, please introduce today's guests.
Thanks, Chief. I'm so excited to announce our guests. They're a dynamic duo bringing us blockbusters like 22 Jump Street and Magic Mike. They're here today to tell us about their new comedy film, Dog, which our military viewers can catch at an Exchange real-time theater very soon. Please give a warm Chief Chat welcome to Channing Tatum and Reid Carolin.
Hey.
Hey. Hi.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Good, sir. How are
Pretty
you?
good. How are you?
That was good. So when we found out that you guys were going to be on the show, I had one stipulation. I was like, Reid and Channing, they got to have their shirts on. So you can't have, it's not a shirtless interview.
Oh, man.
Good. Then
We
we think
I know.
We put them on for this one.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But we're thrilled to have you. Can you let our viewers know where you're joining us from?
I'm in
Sunny
California.
LA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same here.
Did y'all get
Los Angeles.
a chance to go to the Super Bowl?
No.
We were gonna go, and then I just got too crazy. I was just like, I'm staying home. I was like, it was wild. I was like, it basically was just a concert with football in the background.
Yeah, exactly.
All of LA viewed it. They were just like, LA didn't care about the game. Like they just wanted to go to that concert.
No. That ended the halftime show. That was like, it's never going to get better than that.
Yeah.
Drop the mic.
Absolutely.
Love it. Well, Channing, we're so glad to see you back on the big screen. It feels like it's been a minute. And congratulations on your latest film, Dog, which is also your directorial debut. So, gotta say, you and Reid work so well together, making movie magic, pun intended. So, how did the two of you meet and develop such a close bond?
I met Reid almost like 15, maybe even plus years ago on a movie, Stop Loss. That was a military-based sort of film, and themes and stuff. And then we just started talking about movies and what we weren't seeing out there. And I learned a lot about film from my buddy. He was a writer by trade, I think. And then ultimately, I think we just bonded over just our love of film and characters and 70s movies, and then ultimately we're like, all right, what are we going to do? We're going to just talk about movies, or we're going to try to make them. And then within the first year, we had produced our first thing, and then we've just been kind of steadily, picking up speed and carrying on. And then we both created Magic Mike together. He wrote it, and I, produced it and acted in it with Steven Soderbergh. And then now, we always kind of had an eye to direct. And took a little while, to decide what your first movie is for one person is kind of a delicate process in itself. But now when you have to decide for 2 people, it really needs to be the right one. And this one just was it for us.
That's awesome. Well, we are super excited to talk about this movie, Dog, because it is a Channing and Reid collaboration, so it's going to be good. But we also love that it has that military connection. Channing, please tell us about this movie and your role as Army Ranger Briggs.
Yeah, I lost my puppy named Lulu about 3 years ago now, and maybe even more than that now. Time's flying. And I'd had her for like 11 years. She was like my first child. She was my like shadow everywhere I went. She was near and dear to me, as as most dogs get in really close to you. And she got cancer, fought it as hard as she could. And then the last days, I kind of knew it was getting towards the end. I went on a little road trip with her to Big Sur, where we would always go camping and adventuring, and came back. And she basically passed 2 days later. I talked to my buddy about the experiences I had. I was, essentially losing my best friend at a really inopportune moment in my life, and just had to like truly accept that there was nothing I could do, and just had to sort of accept it. And in that experience, Reid and I kind of were like, there's a movie here, and then trying to write what that experience was, it always had like a sad ending, and we kind of realized that wasn't really like symptomatic to what my actual life with Lulu was, and we wanted to make a hopeful story. And we had made a documentary for HBO around these multi-purpose canines, these high-level multi-purpose canines in the ranger teams and things, that we just fell in love with this community and the characters in it, and what these dogs specifically mean to these like truly like their ultimate warriors. And they're so good at compartmentalizing their emotions, and they have to be. But these dogs have a very unique way to like kind of just get in to these, very stoic men and just kind of melt them and reduce them to baby talking little, you're so cute. You're so and we just, we found it like fascinating, and so we decided to kind of, meld the two stories and marry them and see what came out. And Reid probably could have told you this in a shorter, more elegant way, but that was my baby.
No, that's so sweet and touching. Thank you for sharing that.
Now, speaking of the relationship between man and man's best friend, we actually have a clip of Briggs and Lulu's first meeting. Let's check it out.
If anyone asks, say she's on her way to rehabilitation.
Hey, do you want me to list her up for you?
Let's just get this over with. All right. What's up, dog? You remember me? Your favorite chew toy from 2015. No? Me and you are gonna go on a little road trip. 1,500 miles. Just to act like your daddy's looking down on us from above. All right, I'm gonna leash you up. All right? Be cool. Easy. Easy. You really did give up, huh? What are y'all so scared of? She's mellowed out big time.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that. What's up, dog?
Dog.
Well,
There's nothing like
Really?
waiting to get muzzle struck in the face from a dog.
Yeah, over and over.
It's great. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, that was cool. Reid, your film is authentic. Like several of the scenes in the film were shot at Joint Base Lewis McChord and included active duty service members. So how did you get the military community involved?
Well,
We shot actually those scenes at a facility in Pomona, California, outside of LA, that we really dressed up like Joint Base McChord. And the way we were able to do that is our consultants, who were Army Rangers for the majority of their careers, and they were all canine handlers. Most of them participated in our documentary for HBO that Chan mentioned. And then they were there to consult with us on the script. They were there for about a third of our production, advising on literally everything, every detail on the set. Those guys made sure it was correct. And they were just on our USO tour. They've been with us the whole way. They're kind of the reason why we made the movie in many respects. And certainly their opinion of what we were doing was probably the most important opinion on set. So that community continues to just be kind of a big part of our lives. So we're happy that they're happy.
Oh yeah, the most critical folks of military movies is the military members themselves, man. We point out stuff like Tyrese going from tech sergeant to chief in like 3 years on Transformers. we was critiquing the hell out of that stuff. So I was like, come on now. But no, we appreciate you guys.
I did Dear John, and like, so we did the movie, and you know, when you're doing the movie, you like when you're doing principal photography, everything is like super. You know, we've never been in the military, so we don't know exactly how everything's supposed to look on the uniform, and you know, you can look it up online, but it's like it's very, 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 very tough. You have to have actually served and like done it every day to truly know how every single thing is supposed to be, and that is what you spend all the time doing principal photography, and then we did reshoots like I don't know 6-7 months later, and just I don't know, actually, there's some part of we're just put on basically backwards for the reshoot because it wasn't the same costumer, and I didn't even notice because it looked sort of like it did, and I wasn't even thinking because I was like, oh, it's just my same exact uniform from the movie, like so everything's going to be sorted out, but I didn't notice it, and then obviously as soon as it's on the screen, every single service men and women was just like, what? like audible laughter. I was like, what? I was like, oh my god, and there's just it's really funny, like the little things, you know, 'cause they are important. They're important. It's your everyday life, so it's important to get them right.
No, because listen, our minds go, and that's all we look at the whole time. We don't even hear what you're saying. So even for myself, if I get up on stage and one of my accoutrements is not on right, man, nobody even cares what the chief says at that point. They're just looking how I look like an idiot out there.
Yeah. I look, I get it. Actually, I'm used to looking like an idiot. That's like really, it's kind of like my job mainly in movies. But it's a special moment when you've tried really hard to not look like an idiot, and then the thing that like just shatters the whole moment in the movie is just like one small thing that you could have done right, but you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now put it this way:
when the guys were on set, sometimes they would say like, you know, that wall over there, you know, if we're in the barracks or something like that would have a huge mural on it. And then, you know, it would look kind of like this. And then we'd go to our, you know, set decorator and be like, okay, we need to paint a huge mural on that wall. And they'd say, well, we don't have the money for that. And then we'd be like, well, these guys are saying that there needs to be a mural there, so somebody needs to paint a mural. And all of a sudden, this barracks transformed from this, like, very generic thing into something that was full of life. And we only had a couple of shots in it, but if you had put the camera, you know, pointed in any direction, there would have been a really realistic, you know, slice of Ranger Battalion. So it was kind of
even for us to truly. I mean, even for us to get pictures of what battalion actually looks like is almost impossible. Like they're not just out there for general consumption, like especially not the team rooms and whatnot. And so when you're making a movie, you know, things are expensive, like especially like what the actual military has, and especially Ranger Battalion has like the best toys, the most expensive toys. So when you're making a movie, like you need to fill the space with what always Hollywood tries to do is just military looking stuff. And like the first stuff that was brought and put on set that the Rangers sort of walked through, and they were just like, I don't even know what that is. They're like, that's like an air conditioned unit or something, I think from like Vietnam. And we're like, I don't know what it is. And so we're just moving things around and trying to buy and we put our entire like salaries essentially to make the battalion actually look not just all jacked up. We tried our best.
No, we appreciate it, man. We appreciate you guys for being, you know, keeping it authentic. So, Shannon, you spoke about you and Reid did a documentary on HBO called War Dogs, which shares a story of highly trained military dogs and their handlers. So, can you kind of give us what that experience was like, and how did that influence you? Well, you kind of already talked about how that influenced you making Dog, but just kind of what that experience was like making that film.
Yeah, I mean, as a civilian, you kind of romanticize what it would be to be these, like, you know, they're the tip of the spear, and what that life is like, and what you do every night, and like what their emotional life is, their emotional inner life is, and you know, and it is kind of like you imagine it, and it's also completely like different and when you really get to hang out and like understand these people on like on a personal level, they're just humans and they're dealing with the same things that everyone's dealing with. They've just experienced life in a very, very extreme way. And what their commitment level is to that job and to that service is something that I don't think very many people can possibly understand, even if they were told it. And that was something that we really wanted to put into the film, is that even if like you had a ranger sitting right in front of you telling you every single thing that they've ever done and experienced, there's no possible way for me to ever really understand it. Like, I'm more just hearing a story. The emotionality of it all and the experience of it all, I can't even scratch the surface of what it is. But you would watch two rangers or two soldiers like talking, and you would see something different happen. You would see them really experiencing each other through their own shared experience, and that was the thing that we really wanted to kind of, I guess, highlight. And then to bring a dog into it, that sort of is another. These animals just have a really unique pathway to like kind of going right to the heart of a human, and they have a really magical, I think, gift for it, and we kind of wanted to bring that into the foreground.
Outstanding. So, Channing and Reid, some of our military communities had a chance to watch a special free screening of Dog at Exchange Real Time Theaters this past weekend. So, so these free screenings are huge morale boosts for our military members. So since you got a captive audience today, I just want to kind of give you the floor, both of you all the floor, to say something to our nation's heroes.
I mean, there's nothing to say other than thank you. And look, we just really hope that you laugh a little, that that we didn't that we didn't I don't know, embarrass ourselves or you, and that you enjoy the movie. And there's a lot of this movie that is really personal to us, even though neither Reid or I served. The people that we met along the way that has helped us make this movie, we would have never even tried to make it unless we have, I think, just bonded and fallen in love with some of these characters along the way. And we just hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, I'd echo the same thing. Like Chan said, we have it in our movie. What can you say to people that give their entire lives to service to others? Thanks. I mean, it's like the word isn't enough, but it's all you can say sometimes. And this community of the military just means so much to us. We have so many friends, family members, ancestors who've served, and the community just matters to us deeply. And they've embraced us on the USO tours that we've gone on. Their stories have resonated with us, and we've collected friends along the way who are some of the, kind of greatest, most meaningful characters in our lives. So just thank you for what you do, and keep on doing the good work for our country, and just know that your stories matter.
That's awesome. Thank you. Well, we are getting a lot of love for you guys on our live stream. And I'm just going to read a couple. I know you've got other interviews to get to, but just take a couple minutes to read some of these. Of course, a couple of them are aimed at Chief Osby. They're saying Luis Reyes says he wants to join the Magic Mike team, of course. But
no, he doesn't. I promise he doesn't.
Here's one little audition. But we also have Julie says, Channing, you were talking about looking like an idiot. She says you could never look like an idiot as far as your roles. And we have, let's see.
What about me? I guess I always look like an idiot. She didn't address me.
Anything about the rest of us? No. We've got Leah says Dear John is her favorite movie. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but just thank you so much for being here, because our audience is really excited that you're here, both of you.
Thank you, truly.
Thank you.
What's odd about this is I think that a service, any member of our military or service member, like, I think it's one of the really, really insanely hard things to play in a movie, because there's some sort of nobility to it on a level that, you know, I could easily go play a lawyer. There's no, I don't really care what lawyers think about me and like portraying them. I really don't at all. There's a lot of roles that I could go play that I just wouldn't care at all that the people, you know, because I would just go do my version of whatever that would be. And this is one of the stories that I can't believe I've done as many movies in this world as I have because I'm scared of them because they really need to be handled with care and just and love. And yeah, so I appreciate even being allowed to do it.
So I got a couple of folks that would kill me if I didn't shout them out right now because they love Channing and they love what you guys are doing and the movies that y'all made together. So I got Carolyn Phillips from Eglin Air Force Base. She sent me a text and she's on the live right now saying that she's a fangirl and she loves you and all your movies and then I have Lindsay Rodriguez who has a son named Channing who was named after you. So you got kids in the world that you don't even know about, Channing. So yeah, no, we're not trying to spread those type of. I don't want this to go viral to be like Channing has kids he doesn't know about. No, but and we also got Tiffany Pendergraft that says that she loved the movie. So you know, you guys are impacting so many people from so many walks of life, and we appreciate what you do. You know, highlighting our military community because it's truly a fraternity. We have a bunch of stuff that you know we deal with on a normal basis, but you all, you know, entertaining us and kind of sharing your world through your art form is therapeutic for us. You know, we get a chance to, you know, watch Channing gyrate on the movie set, or we talk about, or are you doing films about military working dogs? Because I got a chance to talk to plenty of uh, uh, military working dog handlers, man, and they like that's a brother and a sister to them. That's family,
Yeah.
and so the way you guys are able to kind of bring that to light and bring some awareness, man, we really appreciate you.
Thank you. Vice versa.
Absolutely. So I know you guys are doing press run for this, and we wish we had a little bit more time with you, but I appreciate you, and I want to send you both a military challenge coin, my personal military challenge coin. Uh, I'll get with your team and we'll get some addresses for you, and I'll get that out to you. But just a small token of my appreciation for you, you know, giving us this time because I know you guys are in grind mode constantly. So we appreciate you.
Thank you so much for that.
I might use that.
Thank you, Peter. Yeah.
Say that again. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said I might use that coin. You be careful.
Oh yeah. No, listen. Go to your local bar and you use it wisely, right? It sounds like you already know what to do with it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do.
He does.
Yeah,
absolutely. No, we'll get some out to you. And like I said, you know, you got a little. I got a lot of free drinks off of it. Trust me, in my lifetime. So. Awesome. But yeah, we're gonna let you guys you know, take off and like I said, enjoy your day. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. This 20 minutes means so much to so many people. So we really, really appreciate you.
Same
well, thank you
so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
All right, take care. Take care. Have a good one. So for our Chief Chat viewers, this episode will be available on YouTube and Spotify. You can rewatch it with your friends or catch up on past episodes. Also, please join us on February 22nd when we have Peter Wilson from the prop rock band 4 Trips Ahead to join us on the chat. And we also have Gene Simmons, the co-founder of KISS and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame member, that's going to join us on 1 March at 1100 Central Standard Time. So, like I said, we had some heavy hitting guests this week, and we're going to try to continue that trend. Like I said, we're here to inspire, entertain, and inform on this show. So we hit all 3 pillars this week. So thank you all for what you do. My co-hosts, y'all are excellent, awesome folks. So thank y'all for for rocking with me on Chief Chat, and Chief Chat out.